Hello, I'm Kathryn Gordon.
And I'm Anne McBride, and we are the authors of Les Petits Macarons, colorful French confections to make at home.
Parisian macarons, the smooth skin variety, are always made with almond flour, egg whites, and sugar, which is called meringue. They are not traditionally made with coconut, like the American macaroon. We have recipes for both in the book. However, today we're going to learn how to make the more difficult type, the ones with the almond or other nut flours.
What you're looking for in a Parisian macaron is a smooth skin and the formation of feet like that.
The key to a smooth skin dome is to grind the ingredients, almond flour and confectioner's sugar, and then sift them. Macarons are traditionally formed with a meringue and very fine dry ingredients that are folded in. Meringues are formed with egg whites and granulated sugar in one of three ways, called French, Italian, or Swiss. For French meringue, the sugar is whipped at room temperature with the egg whites. For Swiss meringue, the sugar and egg whites are pre-cooked together over a double boiler. For Italian meringue, the sugar is cooked as a syrup and poured over the whipped egg whites. People often think the Parisian-style macaron forms the characteristic skin and foot effect because of the air in the batter from the meringue stage. While writing our book, we determined this cannot be true because of two important steps.
When you fold for a cake or a mousse, you'll almost always fold until the ingredients are just incorporated. But to make the Parisian macaron, it has a very interesting stage that you fold until. This is called macaronage or macaroner folding. And what I'm doing is folding and looking at the batter. If it's too three-dimensional, the cookies will not form the skin and foot correctly. And if it's too folded, too long, it'll be too soft and it won't form the skin and foot correctly. So you have to try to get this just right, the beginning part of the movement. So you want to make sure there isn't too much air left in the batter after you finished your macaron folding. So we're going to now make a lot of noise, and we're going to make sure that they won't have air pockets inside the cookies.
As discussed more fully in the book, macarons actually leaven more with steam than with air. There isn't much air left in the batter after those two steps. How did the batter get from the folding stage onto the sheet pans? That's a process called piping.
When you pipe, don't be too high up. You want to be about 1/4 of an inch above. Squeeze till it's about the size of 1/4 in diameter. Stop the pressure, stop squeezing, and pull off without pulling up. If you pull up, you'll get a tail. If it's hard for you to make them all the same size and shape, we include a piping guide with little circles to trace as a stencil underneath the parchment or the silicone sheet in the book and in the website. To bake the macarons, put them in a preheated oven. They're rack set into your middle of your oven, and then wait 15 minutes, and we will look for the skin to have formed. Then we're going to turn the temperature up and let them bake. When the macarons are baked, you can put your hand around the outside of the foot gently and get them to move by going like this. If it already lifts straight up, it might be a little dry when they've cooled. And if they're very difficult to move, or they feel like they're raw batter, they are not cooked and they need to go back in the oven for like a minute or two.
Depending on the type of filling that you're using, you will want to have a thickness of filling about 1/4 to 1/2 inch. In the case of buttercream, you will pipe the filling, not going all the way to the edges, in a thickness of about 1/2 inch. You will then take another macaron shell of the same size. That's important. You want your macaron to be of the same size and to be balanced, and so the two shells should resemble each other. You will place the shell on top of the filling, press it down slightly, and do a little turn, very, very slight. This secures the filling inside the macaron. And voila. Once all of your macarons are filled, they're ready for gifting, for eating by yourself or with others. You won't have the problem of keeping them around very long, but all of the recipes include storage information for both fridge and freezer, and you can also package them in beautiful boxes to bring to friends, or simply serve them like that on a nice plate with tea or coffee, or even some sweet liqueur after dinner.
The book also includes savory ones, so you can have a party with hors d'oeuvres as well as a party with dessert. And the website of the book will tell you how to order it, and also include new recipes and tricks and things as we evolve them. And it is called lespetitsmacarons.com.
Enjoy!